Hello my Luminites, it is Ivy and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, my name is Ivy, also known as Intuitive Ivy M. I am a supernatural, occult, mystical YouTuber as well as a business owner. I have a business called Unearthly Treasures where we make all sort of things like jewelry for those that dare to be unique and different. We make things such as earrings, necklaces. We even have spell jar necklace kits to make your own spell jar. We also sell candles and intention candles for different intentions. It comes with crystals and herbs and it smells beautiful. We also have our Halloween candles that we just released, including you have a thinning of the veil candle, which is specifically for when you want to talk to those that have passed. We also release our mystery boxes, including our spooky box. And so the spooky box has basically all the best of what we have to offer, but the spooky version of it. So if you guys are interested, I will post the website down below. I'll also post it here. We are at unearthlytreasures.com. Also, I have a podcast called the Woo Woo Podcast. It is a podcast for the spiritually open-minded where we talk about the same kind of stuff that we talk here and in more depth. So if you guys want to check it out, the link will be down below as well. So anyways, hi, if you're new here, my name is Ivy. Thank you so much for coming onto my channel, or if you are a returning subscriber, thank you again for your continued support. It means a lot to me. You guys are amazing. So if you are new here, this channel is all about the magical, the mystical, and the supernatural / paranormal. I post 3 times a week. Mondays are for the magical, Wednesdays are for the mystical, and Fridays are for the supernatural. Today is a Wednesday, and we are going to be talking about something that is coming up very soon. We have Mercury Retrograde. We're going to be talking all about Mercury Retrograde as well as how it's going to affect you personally. So if you want to know all about that and how it's going to affect you personally, stay tuned. What exactly happens when a planet goes retrograde? So when a planet goes retrograde, basically everything starts to slow down and then we start to get some unfinished business. Mercury retrograde is the planet that rules communication and it rules intellectual thought. So any form of communication, that means from actually opening up your mouth and talking to other people. This could mean email, this could mean via social media, when you're making a YouTube video and you're talking, when you're making TikToks and you're talking, any form of communication, it's going to be associated with Mercury. So when it goes retrograde, things in that aspect, so regarding communication and intellectualism, is basically going to come to a standstill and a halt, and we're going to start to get some miscommunication going on here. So what are some common things that we often see during all Mercury retrogrades? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. The first most common thing that we see is gadgets that were working fine just suddenly start to break down. So I'm pretty sure a lot of us have experienced this, where our phones are working fine and then a Mercury retrograde starts entering its shadow phase, or it's already in retrograde, and then our phones just start acting ridiculous, or any sort of electronics just starts acting ridiculous, and then we gotta get it fixed. It happened to me really bad, to the point where I had to go, everything got wiped out from my phone. So I'm pretty sure most of us have been there. The next common thing that we see during Mercury retrograde is that you can't find your keys anywhere. So if that's already an issue, put them somewhere so that it doesn't become an even worse issue. I have this issue myself. I try to always put my keys in my purse, but then sometimes I hang it up here like a dum-dum. I never hang them there. So another common thing is that sometimes you don't read out the fine print in a document, and then it ends up costing you dearly in the long run. That's why they say do not sign any important documents during Mercury retrograde, because it tends to kind of bite you in the behind in the end. Another common thing that happens during Mercury retrograde is that you buy something at full price and then a couple weeks later you find out that it's on sale at half the price. Another common problem, and this is one that my fiance deals with pretty much every Mercury retrograde. My fiance is a videographer, so he does everything on his computer. And there has been issues during Mercury retrograde where he will lose everything that he's worked hours on. Another thing that happens is that documents don't reach the intended recipient, or important calls and text messages are just left unanswered. Other things are your flight is delayed or canceled. You might show up at the wrong restaurant where your friend asked you to go to. Your workmate forgets that you've arranged a meeting and just doesn't show up. Your pay can go to the wrong bank account by accident. You have an argument with your best friend because they think that you're gossiping about them. And you get stuck in a traffic jam and your car just breaks down. More than likely, especially if you're in LA. Okay, so how is Mercury retrograde going to affect you through the signs? So we're actually going to do it by elements because I can do it by houses. However, if you guys don't know your rising sign and then whatever house Libra falls in, you're not gonna know which house it's in. So, and then that's just too complicated to explain a part of this video. That would have to be a separate video. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it by elements. So if you are a fire sign, this is how Mercury retrograde is going to affect you personally. Okay, so during Mercury retrograde, fire signs, that means if you are a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, this can be either sun, moon, or rising. You are the kind of people that just get this creative energy. You suddenly want to do 10 million things at once. So you start to have all these amazing ideas and you're like, I'm gonna do this, 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 and this, and this, only to get halfway through it during Mercury retrograde and realize that you're just completely stumped and it's not something that you wanted to do. So take it easy, think things out, and if it's something new, wait till after Mercury retrograde. But if it's something that you've already started, make sure you're taking it bit by bit and not jumping head first. I'm a Leo, Sag rising, so I have the same problem. Okay, so next, Mercury retrograde if you are a earth sign. So this means if you are a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. So during Mercury retrograde, you guys are the earth signs. You guys are the ones that are down to earth, the ones that are like so like chill and relaxed, and you tend to be a little bit more serious than the other sort of elements. So right now during Mercury retrograde, this is going to be the time where you're a little bit extra more serious and you take everything a little more seriously, especially when it comes to communication. So make sure that you spend a lot of time outdoors, relaxing, chillaxing, to kind of ease that tension that you're just going to have during this retrograde phase. Mercury retrograde if you are an air sign, that means if you are a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So you guys are air signs, meaning that you guys are all about, well, same thing, kind of similar to like what Mercury retrograde is. You guys are all about communication and intellectualism. So you guys tend to talk a lot. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but during Mercury retrograde, because you guys do like to talk, you guys might say things that you didn't mean to say. So your communication is mainly going to be out of balance. So make sure that you're not mumbling on and talking about nonsense things, and make sure that you're watching what you say, because you might slip up a little bit on words and people might take it offensively, or you might have some sort of struggle there. And then lastly, if you are a water sign, meaning if you are a Cancer, if you are a Scorpio, or if you are a Pisces. So how Mercury retrograde is going to affect you is that you guys being water sign are very in touch with not only your feelings but your intuition. So during this time is when it's going to be heightened. So what's going to be out of balance for you is going to be your emotions and your intuition. Your intuition, not that it's going to be unbalanced, it's just going to be extra loud. So what's merely usually a whisper, it's your intuition's going to be screaming at you because it's communicating with you. Also, right now, your emotions are going to be at an all-time high, and not just positive emotions, but negative emotions as well. So if you're feeling something intensely, make sure that you think things through before, you know, attacking someone or assuming that they meant some sort of thing in some sort of way, or that they were trying to attack you. Make sure that you relax, think about what you're going to say before you go on like defense mode and then start attacking the other person. So that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It wasn't too long. I just wanted to give a brief description about what Mercury retrograde is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it educational. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.